Welcome to A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
I am Dan. Our producer Samantha's here, and you need a hoodie. It's cold in the studio. We haven't been in here for a minute. We took a couple of days off. Yeah. Welcome back, everybody. We're glad to be with you. And, we are taping this on Friday. So this is about as new as we can do.
Yeah, we just to let everybody know, we did take the last 3 days, even though we had pre-recorded content on, just because we had planned to take it off because we were supposed to be in Colorado right now. Obviously, that trip got canceled. So, but we already had recorded a bunch of ACT shows to play while we were in Colorado. Correct. So we just played them, and we took the couple days to stay at home, and then obviously do what everybody else is doing right now.
A lot of nothing.
A lot of that and just
social distancing.
Preparing to be at home for a while.
It's weird.
Whatever that means.
The hardest thing I've discovered is that it's hard to prepare for something that you can't prepare for, or you don't know what to prepare for.
Right.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? It's like, I don't even know what I'm preparing for, but I'm preparing. And I've been preparing hard, man.
Yeah.
I'm preparing my balls off. Don't know what I'm preparing for.
I guess a lot of it is just preparing to stay home with...
Don't open that door, Butler!
If you have kids, like my kids are, everybody's kids are off for...
So at least
foreseeable
April 15th.
Future.
Yeah.
Who knows? I don't know. It could be the rest of the year.
Could be the end of time.
What
did cave people do? I think cave people had to actually be with their children all the time.
Oof. Well, they just let them run around.
That's where the term "it takes a village" comes from, right?
As soon as you could run, back in those days, it was like, all right,
well, there he goes. Can't stop him.
A run away from Sabertooth.
Tiger got him. No, he's dead.
I got more.
Where's my wife? I need to boof her real good. Make another one.
It's
That's
pretty
what you
easy.
did. You're
pretty
like,
easy.
You tell your wife. She's like, I haven't seen our son in a while, and you look at her in bed, and you're like, well, I saw the tiger eat him today, so we're gonna have to make love tonight because we need some. I need some people to help me thrash this wheat.
Easier than making fire, actually. Like fire, you gotta turn that stick.
Some say it's exactly the same, Tom. We have a guest on the line. Speaking of not being able to stop or preparing, one of the things you can't prepare for is obviously the shutdown of anything wonderfully entertainment here in what I think is the entertainment capital of the East Coast, man. You can say whatever you want to about your New York cities and stuff like that, but when it comes to super talented people performing, I think Orlando's right up there.
Yeah. And everybody who works in the industry of entertainment, especially when it comes to live entertainment.
Yeah, it's everything.
Your musicians, your stand-up comedians, your performers.
I mean, it runs the gamut. Your backline, your people that put together the stages, your stilt walkers, your amazing dancers, your performers, contortionists, the people that are flying around on those, I don't even know what you call that, the scarf people, all of my stand-up comedian buddies, your singer-songwriters, your open micers. I mean, we run the gambit, man, from mild to wild.
Yeah, and so we have some guests on the line that actually came up with something to help these entertainers out. And we have Andy and Holly. How you guys doing?
Pretty great. How you doing?
Real good, man. I mean, about as good as we can be, right? Like, I think we're all just kind of... it's funny because everybody says, well, this is the new normal. And I'm like, well, it's not, because I don't even know what this is. This is like a weird thing. But you guys are doing a thing called No Days Off Orlando that really can kind of help, some of our entertainment friends during this weird time, right?
Yeah, that's the goal here. What I like to say about our fellow artists, no matter what the medium is, we are some of the most adaptable people in the world. I know I've lived in a van. I'm sure many artists have done the same. We go into different venues no matter what it is we're doing with different scenarios, and we got to be able to just grab it and roll with whatever's going on. And we found ourselves in this situation with the tools at our disposal to really make a difference and to really kind of seize the moment, see it as an opportunity. We don't know what the new normal is, man. This is all fresh. And so for me, I don't like to sit around. I don't like to just wait and see what happens. Let's try to get involved, man. Let's surf the wave and see what we can come up with.
Sure.
Yeah, I do feel like that, Andy, where when everybody's like, all right, hold, and like, and I understand everybody's, obviously being cautious and being told to like stay at home and stop what you're doing for, a short amount of time or who knows what amount of time. But you get stir crazy and you're like, I have to do something. I'm like, there's got to be something to do that could help this situation out. And you guys came up with something. And tell us about how people can get involved and how people can watch this.
Well, you want to go to nodaysofforlando.com. The whole idea is that we are doing a live streaming web-based telethon. It's kind of like those old throwback Jerry Lewis telethons where they were doing for kids back in the day. We're kind of taking the same approach, only with Orlando performers. Again, we have a lot of connections between the theater scene, the art scene, the music scene, and even the theme park worker scene. Holly here works at Universal and,
right on.
and involved with a lot of those performers. They're taking great care of their performers right now, but they can't take care of everybody. The folks that are part-time, the folks that are seasonal, we're trying to give them a spot to come in and hopefully raise some money for this. What we're doing is we're bringing in everybody into a closed studio. You mentioned, making sure that you're doing some calculated stuff, not being reckless. Our goal here is to do a measured response. We're adapting to things as they go, but we're not doing it crazy. We're not scrambling. We're looking at all the tools we have at our disposal and thinking, okay, we can bring folks in like just the band at a time. We're going to disinfect everything in the room. We have a bare-bones crew. We did a test run of this last night on the Blackburst Entertainment YouTube account. You can see it. It's up now. Blackburst Entertainment has been operating in Orlando for quite some time. Walter Lowe offered up his studio.
Nice.
Right in the heart of Mills 50. And we're able to just bring people in, a group at a time, and they perform, and they get out of there. And what we do is we post their Venmo, their PayPal, their merchandise information on the screen, and it generates income for them individually. At the same time, we have an umbrella account for No Days Off Orlando that is going to be specifically divided up amongst everybody, crew included, who is involved in this. We know it's not just performers, it's tech, crew, it's small businesses across all over the country, world. We're trying to help our people locally here because we feel like we have the tools to do it. We're going to have some guest speakers come in, some small business owners. Everybody's going to tell their story, and they're going to have a link to get helped out.
Yeah, and honestly, you said that we were kind of told to stay indoors and all that, and for the most part, people would think, oh, this is a great break, but we built this within 5 days staying inside. Yeah. So we've been following, lockdown rules, basically, by staying inside, but, people get stir crazy after 2 days. It was 30 minutes, and we were losing our minds in here, just thinking that we couldn't get out to go perform, and so Andy came up with this idea. I swear it must have been midnight.
Yeah, it was 12:30. I was talking to Walter.
And he came in and he's like, I have a great idea. And from there it just exploded. And the response has been insane. For lack of a better term, but it's been so great because across all of Orlando, and I spoke about this in some other platforms, but what did I call it? Like part-time seasonal performer life is like Orlando culture.
Yeah.
Not many of us have full-time jobs. We're like, oh, I want to dip my toe in here or here or here or whatever. And so the full-time performers are very lucky right now, but the seasonal ones that we deem ourselves very lucky all year round because we get to do so many different things, we're out of luck.
Yeah, no, you're exactly right. You're nailing something huge. I mean, so many of my friends, and I'm thinking of one in particular as I kind of talk about this, she really depends on, let's say, the amount of festivals and entertainment aspects that we have here in town.
Yeah.
And without those festivals that come to town, without festival season, you think about my friend that does stage managing for festivals. If those are all canceled, she has no job.
All the gig workers.
But think about the ripple effect that this has. I mean, think about something like one of our clients, Fair Villa. What do they specialize in? Festival wear. Festivals are canceled. You know, like it all kind of trickles down into like this weird thing. But you're exactly right. There are people that count on these kind of, and I don't want to use odd jobs because I think that that's sort of a diss. It's more of like they know that they want to transition to do a bunch of different roles within our kind of our entertainment scape here in Orlando, and now they can't do that.
Well, it's all the gig economy, you know, that people rely on to make a living, and at least we have the technology now to virtually, you know, get it out there, and people can donate and tip these artists appropriately, so they could still get some sort of revenue in, because it's like 100% dried up. I mean, basically nobody's performing anywhere right now, correct?
No, unless they're doing their own live streams, which, again, there's a ton of our friends that are doing these kinds of things. One of my buddies, Mike Dunn, he's got one that he's doing, and his focus is making sure that it's really polished and intimate and almost feels like a music video. We've got other folks that are just, Terry Binion just did one. It was an all-female live stream just sitting around the living room. If you search Facebook, you're going to find that your artist buddies are doing live streams constantly. They all have merchandise available. Fortunately and unfortunately at the same time, all music is available online for streaming. It's not really a source of revenue for us as artists. You've got to purchase something. A lot of artists have CDs. Even if you're not going to listen to the CD, buy it. You've got the album artwork. We put a lot of work into that sort of thing. You probably still have a CD player in your car. You can use this right now. We don't know if the streaming services are going to stay up with any kind of reliability, because a lot of these platforms have downsized their office, and they're not inviting people to come in, so things aren't working as smoothly as they normally do. There's all sorts of different kinds of things that you can do to help out artists. We're not asking for donations with this. We're asking for tips, because at a time like this, we have access to broadcast entertainment with quality audio, quality video. It's not just the guys sitting in the living room, although you should be watching them too. You know, we're just trying to take advantage of the tools that we have. I thought at first, all right, we've got to do our own thing. But with the tools that we have, I would feel like the most selfish person on earth if I didn't invite everybody else around us, as many people as we can get into that studio, to get them a little piece of this. Because I believe wholeheartedly that if the community is not doing well and you are succeeding as an individual, you won't succeed for long. You need to foster the community. You need to build the people around you, and you need to try to uplift everyone, because that's the only way we're going to succeed and get through this thing, man. There's just no other way.
Yeah. Also, it's good that people can go to No Days Off Orlando and support local artists as well, because if you are, you know, basically quarantining yourself in your house, like most people are just hanging out inside, you're going to need entertainment. And if you're looking for entertainment, at least take a sliver of time to support your local entertainment. And we live in a day and age where you can get entertainment from anywhere in the world, and people are just endlessly scrolling through Netflix and stuff looking for the next thing to watch. But pop into No Days Off Orlando and tip some local artists that are trying to at least make somewhat of a living in a time where there's no gigs going on for the foreseeable future. So I think what you guys are doing are great.
Yeah, so tomorrow, I mean, at 6 p.m., we can tune in, nodaysofforlando.com. And from 6 p.m. to midnight, we collectively can, with us, our families, whomever, we can tune in and tip tip some of these amazing artists and help them out.
Yeah, that's right. We're going to be on YouTube Live. We have a No Days Off Orlando account there that we are just opening up. It takes 24 hours to get live fired up. We just learned that. We are adapting as we go. Holly has been absolutely amazing in helping us get together all the graphic design work, the website design, setting it all up.
Very tired.
We're all exhausted, and we are working like crazy for this. We knew it going in. As soon as you have the spark of the idea, you're like, all right, we got a week. Let's make it happen. We're going to be posting the link to the YouTube on nodaysofforlando.com. That's your big hub for this. Go to the website. Again, it's nodaysofforlando.com. You can scroll through the list of artists that we have. You can pre-tip each individual artist if you'd like to, and you can pre-tip using the entire umbrella account, which does get divided amongst these performers. A lot of folks have reached out to me. Okay, this benefits the 50-plus people that you have involved this time. How are you going to do it? Well, we're hoping that if this is a success, that Blackburst Entertainment will open its doors again. We're going to do this in a week, maybe 2 weeks. We got to figure out what is necessary and what the demand is, and we're just going to bring in people that we feel, have a story to share, have been through some tough times, and we're show directors as well. We don't want this to be an open mic kind of situation. We're doing a little vetting in the process as well to make sure that it's a good show for people, because you want people to tune in.
So you don't want me, you don't want me to show up with my guitar and break you guys off a little Santeria by Sublime.
I mean, I would love that, actually. I'm from Southern California. So
okay. All right.
That makes me really happy. But
what about some Bye Bye Miss American Pie? What if I get the extended version and then I'll break into Alice's Restaurant after that?
Man, just send me a videotape audition, and we'll take a look, and we'll be in touch.
I like the idea of us talking to you, and then I do send a video, and you're like, no. He's really good.
Well, thank you so much. We'll be in touch.
Yeah, well,
very much.
guys, please let us know, how often you're doing these. I'll grab the link, and then when you guys go live tomorrow night, I'll throw it up on our social so we can drive as many of our guys to it as humanly possible, and the more eyes on it, the more people will know, and hopefully we do some good for our fine seasonal entertainers.
Yes.
We've got a really good feeling about this, man, and I tell you, if we all look at this as an opportunity and not some big disaster, I think we're all going to pull through really nicely. What do you think?
Yeah, 100%.
I think we're going to see the other side of it, and we're going to be just fine, and we're really excited. All the performers tomorrow are absolutely incredible and very positive, upbeat, and it's kind of what we need right now.
Yeah.
Especially, you're cooped up. I'm sure your family's driving you a little crazy. I'm sure your animals are driving you a little crazy.
Yeah.
It'd be kind of nice to see some smiling faces for a change.
For sure.
Absolutely. Well, Andy, Holly, thanks so much for doing this. And
we know it's a ton of work, and we hope you know how much we appreciate it.
And the speed in which you guys did it, I understand how much hard work that is to put something like this together in such a short amount of time.
Well, it would be hard to do with all of the time.
And I know that, the community appreciates the work and someone, being proactive to think about this problem and try to help people that are going to be out of work for a while. So we appreciate it.
I can't thank you guys enough. I tell you, we've been sitting side by side at the desk for the entire time. This just felt like something that we had to do, man. I don't know. There's a spark, as artists. When you get that spark, it doesn't matter if it's 4 o'clock in the morning, whatever it is. You get up, you create, and you just try to make the magic happen that you feel inside. And I think we're finding those people as we go. And the gratitude is full circle because the response that we've received from you guys. We were on Fox 35 News this morning. We were on all sorts of different things. We're trying to unite large different groups of people here as well. We perform in the villages a lot, but we also perform down at Will's Pub.
Nice.
And we want to make sure that we are uniting people and not just huddling off in our groups. The arts community is wide. There's a lot of different flavors. We're omnivorous type of people. And we feel like, again, we're in this unique position to kind of bring everybody together. There's a lot of talk right now. I see the memes. Oh, we're finally figuring out who the real necessary workers are. And I think in crisis times, absolutely, we're starting to, appreciate the grocery store clerk.
Sure, yeah, you don't think about that kind of stuff, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that the garbage guys are showing up still, that's a big deal. You start to realize and you see what's behind the veil of society. Well, artists are there too, man. We are there to unite people. We're not just goofing around and playing. We've all got crazy work ethics. You guys know for sure because you built this from the ground up. I mean, everybody in this area watched you guys take off. we see the stickers everywhere. We know the hustle that goes into it, man. You guys are a monolithic force.
Unfortunately, we can't clean your hands right now. If we could, I feel like we'd be a lot more important. But
And I haven't done
Hey,
much
man,
in the past 3 days. Literally nothing. It's been high as balls. Sorry.
If you guys have got any Dial soap, Purell, man, I'll give you my address. You can drop it off. We're
yeah,
looking for
you got
that
it.
kind
Butler
of
just
stuff.
ordered our sales guy just ordered a pizza, and apparently it was supposed to be just left at the door, and I think the guy just handed it to him, and Butler's mad.
Yeah, he's in a full hazmat.
Yeah, he's not taking it. He's not taking it as well as maybe we are. Well, guys, we really appreciate your time. Please let us know how this thing, progresses. If it gets bigger, I'm sure it will. And we'll catch you tomorrow night at 6 p.m. to midnight. NoDaysOffOrlando.com. And thanks for your time, guys.
Thank you so much.
We'll talk to you soon.
Sam.
See y'all.
Yep.
Thank you,
Bye.
Andy Holly.
Oh, man, I didn't want to tell those guys because they were all seemingly taking it pretty well, but it's the end of the world, y'all.
Nah, stop.
I don't know, run for the hills.
Maybe somebody will sing that tomorrow.
I was thinking of doing my own version. That's great, it starts with an earthquake, birds, snakes, and airplanes. Leonard Bruce was not afraid.
It's good that people still have that instinct to like, hey, I need to do something.
We don't have that.
at a time. Well,
No, we do. We've been having meetings about it. I've been talking about it. I'm worried about our guys.
yeah. Well,
I'm worried about
just a
everybody.
Weird.
I'm worried about myself.
Weird time. But it's we'll.
Give us a motivational speech, Tom.
When people say we're all in it, there are people, though, that when you say that, they're not in it, right?
What do you mean?
Because, you say, oh, we're all in it, but are we really all in it? Because there's a couple people that, are above it, right?
No, yeah.
Oh, my wife and daughter stopped by. Did you guys infected? What's up? Should you be in here? This is a quarantine space. Okay.
So let's take a quick break, and when we get back, I want to talk to Brian Zymel because he was texting me that a bunch of people are calling him. The misinformation is going crazy.
Oh, yeah.
People don't understand what the interest rate means. Like people are like, "Oh, the interest rate's zero. I'm going to call and give a 0%
I don't
interest rate."
understand that either.
And Brian's like,
Is
"Nah,
he going to
that's not
explain
how
it
works
to
with
me? Because I'm
mortgage."
really
Yeah.
dumb. I'm really dumb.
Anyway, he's like, it just took me a couple minutes just to get the information out because he's like, I'm getting flooded with misinformation emails that are crazy. So we'll take a quick break and we'll get back with more Corporate Time. Welcome back to a Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
I am Dan.
So we got Brian Zymel on the line, and he's from Streamline Mortgage Solutions.
Yes.
I've been talking to him back and forth. There's a lot of misinformation going around that he's been inundated with emails and calls from people that are not, quite sure what the interest rates they're hearing about mean. And
a lot of uncertainty right now. People don't understand. They just hear numbers flying. I would throw myself in that same category of not knowing what's going on.
Yeah.
And when you hear a zero interest rate, sometimes people go, oh, that's fantastic. But Brian can obviously clear this up a little bit better than we can.
Yeah. So Brian,
Hey guys, how you doing?
Good. How have you been doing?
It's been a little bit busy, man, but we're doing okay.
So Brian, let's talk about what you've been, the emails you've been receiving and the misinformation that's floating out there that, when we were talking, you're like, I need to get it out there, get the right information out because it's obviously confusing to a lot of people.
Sure. So a lot of people have seen on the news how the Fed has cut the rates, which has happened a couple of times now, I think in the last month or so. So that actually does not have a direct effect on the mortgage rates. That affects things more like student loans, car payments, other type of loans like that. The mortgage rates, what's been going on is they had a huge drop in the beginning of this year, January, February.
Yeah.
And then what happened was the banks all got slammed, where they couldn't even handle the volume of business. And the only thing that the lenders can do to slow down the volume is they actually raise rates a little bit. So when they raise rates, it slows the volume so they can get caught up. So that's kind of what's been going on in our world. If you have a client that has a rate in the 3s right now, then they're best to sit tight. If you have clients that, due to these tough financial times are thinking about maybe pulling some cash out to hold them over or pay off some debt, we can definitely help out with that. It's a great time for that right now.
Okay, yeah. I was going to ask you that, Brian, because I did hear from a lot of people. They're like, man, can I take some equity out of my house to float me for these next couple months if my business is, obviously slower than normal and or people are out of work and stuff, and that you could still do that for people because people still have equity in their house. I was talking to Bart Merrick and stuff, and the market has slowed down a bit, but it's people are still selling houses and buying houses, and the equity is still there.
Yeah, so absolutely. So we can look at doing it what's called a cash out refi, or they might just want to get an equity line of credit, which we don't do, but they can go to their regular bank if we don't want to mess with their first mortgage rate. If their first mortgage rate is super duper low, it may make sense for them just to leave it and maybe get an equity line of credit from whoever they bank with. And I can help them work through that. And another thing that's happening behind the scenes is I think you're going to start seeing where they're going to start giving grace periods on mortgage payments. Like remember during the hurricanes where, when it hit a certain area, they gave a lot of homeowners 90 days where they did not have to make a mortgage payment.
Right. Yeah.
And New York, actually we just got an email this morning where New York is starting to roll that out, and I think you're going to start seeing that over the next couple of months, where what they'll end up doing is just putting that mortgage payment on the back of the loan. They'll defer it, but it'll give people some time to breathe, where if you can get a couple of months where you won't have to make a mortgage payment and not have it reporting late on your credit, that'd be awesome to help people out.
Gotcha. If anybody has any questions, they can give you a call. Again, streamlineflorida.com. Brian's he puts his cell phone number up on. You scroll down the page, you'll see the Tom and Dan logo, and that's Brian's personal number.
He encourages you to use it. Yeah, don't get caught up in a scam, misinformation, pie in the sky, too good to be true. Definitely talk to Brian or his team.
Yeah, and they'll let you know what the best business decision is to be made. And I know Brian, who personally called me and said like, hey, I'm concerned if any BDMs are out of work, and I'm really concerned about your community, and I know that he cares about you BDMs out there, and he really does want to help people as much as he can. So we appreciate that, Brian.
Yeah, my pleasure, fellas. No problem at all.
Okay, cool. All right, I'll text you later, and if any new information comes out, we'll call you again next week, and we'll get it out to the people.
Yeah, and absolutely. If anybody shoots me an email, just make sure that they put their phone number on the email so I can go ahead and give them a call back.
Good call.
Okay, perfect.
Good call. All right, Brian.
All right, fellas, have a good one. Stay safe.
Stay safe, man. Be good. Tell your family we said hey.
Yeah.
All right, Brian Zeimel, the owner of our studio, I guess.
From Streamline Mortgage.
Does that mean he's going to make sure he's not going to kick us out, right?
Nah.
We got to get the word out.
Yeah, no. It's
Brian, we got to get the word out. You can't kick us out of your studio, please. We need we're all living here. A lot of people don't know that.
Quarantine ourselves.
So much GD misinformation is insane.
I kind of stopped looking at it. I'm definitely distancing myself from social media because the number of people that just kind of go, even friends of mine, and this isn't a dig on them because, look, I'm in the same boat. You're playing a weird game of online digital telephone where you just kind of throw up misinformation. Yeah. So I've just chosen to take myself. It's almost like quarantining my eyeballs. Seriously, it's like you gotta because you could be part of the problem just by sharing. People are going crazy. And I'm seeing just people that just because they're just frustrated, and it's easy to pass the buck. So
they're also reading things that look real and are slightly changed. I mean, what's crazy is that there are people that are out there in the world that all they do is spread misinformation by changing, you'll take a website and you'll change certain words. So you've seen it happen before where the CDC puts out some information and then someone else will take that, Photoshop it, change some things to make it scary or misinformation. And then pretty much it's nuts that you're like, and my job is to
there are
anarchists or trolls.
Well, no, the Russian troll farms, they want to do that. So if you're a country that hates our country, then you want to infiltrate our news cycle, and then you want to make the stories as outlandish and as crazy as humanly possible to you're beating
chaos,
the beehive. You know, of course you want to do that.
So, and I guess the only remedy to that is just for people to be skeptical of everything they read and to research. But then it's like no one does that.
But you're digesting stuff that do you even need to digest that? That like you're learning about. Okay, let's see. Like when you wake up in the morning, I guess as far as quality of life goes. Because we're all in this. I mean, you said it. Our guest earlier said it with the No Days Off Orlando deal. We're all in this. But do you need to see it 24/7? Do you need to wake up and see the virus count, the body count? Do we need to see that? I don't think that's healthy. I don't think it's healthy to get up and immediately digest.
It's not going to do anything for you.
Yeah, I mean...
knowing information is good, but it's literally do what they tell you that the safest practice to do is, and then other than that, watching 24-hour news cycle or scrolling an endless Facebook and just watching panic and people, spread misinformation. Like it seemingly does nothing for you, except for cause you to be stressed out and then
how do you? I guess the big question.
Then you act stressed out.
How do you get back to good? I think that's a easier said than done type of deal.
Yeah, well, first it's probably take a break from freaking social media and your phone.
You're
Stop
good at
looking
it,
at it.
You're good at it.
Do some house projects. Literally, the past 3 days, I've been as busy as I've always been.
Yeah.
And I just, I mean, honestly, for months, I could do one project after another that I've been putting off for years. That so you can keep busy. Although
we have a BDM that wants to give suggestions on what to do with your family while you're social distancing.
All right.
BDM Nick is on line 2.
Line 2, does he know?
I wanted to take the boat out again, but I fear that everybody's gonna think the same damn thing I did again, and then I'm gonna be at the docks.
Now, Nick, this is a corporate
crashing.
time, so watch your language.
Hey,
please.
BDM Nick, you are on the radio, so please watch your mouth. But hey, man, y'all good? Y'all right?
Yeah, man, absolutely. I want to thank you guys first for doing this show today, man. It's a great time to have a little humor, so thank you very, very much for that.
If you stick around, might as well plug because, we don't know what's going on. If you stick around in about another hour, we're doing the Uncensored Friday Free Show live from our studios.
Yeah.
We have no plan to stop those. I mean, if we had to, we'd pare it down, probably send Samantha and Butler home. But as far as Tom and I are concerned, this is going to be, business as usual for us. It has to be, and for our clients, for all of our listeners, our BDM listeners like you, we got to provide. I mean, look, we swore an oath. We didn't really, but, I mean, we got families, and we're just going to try and keep it as normal as we can, which is not going to be very normal, but like we said, we're all in it together.
Right on, man. Yeah, no, I think it's the right attitude. I definitely want to say a couple of things we've done just around the house. I mean, I work from home. I'm a HCM consultant, and my wife is home with our child. So a couple of things we've done just as we've kind of quote-unquote self-quarantined to stay away from the world. Gardening has really helped keep us sane. So we've been digging up some beds and getting some soil ordered and sowing some seeds.
Boring
exactly.
Nobody wants to do that.
Yeah. Here's the
gardening. Let's all garden, everybody. You want to garden?
You did this to yourself, sir.
Yeah.
You knew what you were doing.
Tom and I, we sort of disagree. I think Tom is in a place of, I'm in ultimate comfort right now because all of you MFers listen to this right now finally get to know what it feels like to be in my brain every single minute of the day. I'm running at pandemic anxiety levels at all times.
Yeah.
At all times, I'm like everything. Look, what's that? What's coming to get me? What's that? What's this? What's that? I'm gonna die.
You're better prepared than the rest of us. Like
I'm calm,
mentally,
I'm cool as a cucumber. I mean, I'm like, what am I gonna watch on TV tonight?
Daniel has thought he was gonna die for 30 years.
Yeah, I've been waiting.
He's been preparing this his whole life.
I have been waiting my entire life to almost die.
He's a pro.
We're here, folks. We're at Nirvana.
Daniel's been here.
I know.
He's been here for years.
Born to do this, Tom. I was born this way. Born to do it. Born to die.
Well, here, let let me open myself up for attack again.
So we can do some boring
Yeah,
gardening.
some stinky old gardening.
I'd rather-
Great. What's that going to do? Feed you? Boring.
Here's the problem. Look at as much as I'm embarrassed to admit this. Crystal did say,
Don't talk about your tower garden.
let's get the tower
Do
garden back up and running. I did it yesterday. By the way, by my goddamn self, none of the family wanted to help me. I called them. I'm like, Tommy, Max, come in here. I'm washing.
You know
this-
why? Because gardening's boring, Tom.
I know.
You think your two millennial sons want to play with their toys, video games?
And my
Gen Z, right?
And Crystal
Oh, yeah,
didn't
they
even
are
help
Gen
me, so I'm out there by myself washing the damn
mildew, yeah.
the soil off some strawberries
Oh, wash your strawberries.
to put
Oh, man.
Yeah, that'll save
in
you.
my tower garden, and no one
Yeah.
even my kids won't even watch me. And
Yeah,
then
that'll
I put
save
it,
you. How many strawberries to split between the four of you?
Well, no, it's not to save. It was just something to do. I
Is
know.
that why
Aaron.
you're in all green? You're a gardener now? Do you
No,
have a green thumb?
I thought this was a gray shirt.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
can't
Tom
because
looks
see.
you're-
like he's in a damn jumper right now, like a leprechaun.
Tom's double blind. He's actually blind and colorblind, which is blind.
Here's the problem with gardening is that there's a lot to do at the beginning. The
Then
middle
there's the
stinks.
waiting period. Yeah.
yeah,
You
yeah.
could
Gotta let
die.
it grow.
You could die during the waiting period. Oh, you mean I get to go out there and spray some hot pepper? Oh, spray some Tabasco on there. You want the mites to get your maters.
Gardening's like Westworld. Middle stinks, confusing as hell.
Oh.
You know what?
Don't know how it works.
That's pretty damn good.
Why are we in Nazi Germany
Okay,
now? I don't
give
know.
us something else too. I think Norm Macdonald said it best with his coronavirus stand-up, where he said, "Hey, you guys remember when washing your hands didn't take 3 hours?" Okay, so let's go ahead and give us something else to crap on.
Chickens. Gotta get chickens. Right now, you can get chickens at Tractor Supply. They got chicks. They're like $2 a piece. You can buy them. Chickens will produce eggs, right?
Oh,
Chicken
stinky.
Hold on. I like this idea. You know what? I'm
No.
not going to crap on this. Where do I keep my chickens if I
You
live
don't
in a
have
town
to crap
hall?
on it. They'll crap all over your yard. That's
Can
what
he keep
chickens
them
do.
in the parking lot?
Can I keep them on my balcony? I'll just have to have to hobble their wings so they can't fly over the railing.
You actually, in all reality, you probably could. I mean, if you had like 2 of them. But, dude, I'll tell you, when I went to get a coop, I live in a neighborhood where you're not really allowed to have chickens, but
Oh, my God.
I've got my own house. So I have the back of I emailed you guys. There's some pictures in the email. I sent it earlier this
Put them in
morning.
the trash.
Anybody that sends me an email that says, "Hey, Dan, check out my coops," I delete it immediately.
And is it the fact that you live in a nice neighborhood and then they don't like your association
yeah.
won't allow chicken coops? Because when this is
That's
all
100%.
over, they'll come stomp those chickens.
Yeah.
This is,
Yeah.
I mean,
When this gets worse, I mean, I'm going to tie up your family and steal your coops. You know that, right?
the
It's all right, man.
also
I'd happily give you guys some free eggs.
it seems,
Oh, you wait a minute. So I roll up in my post-apocalyptic Jeep with Tom mounting the gun on the back. I pull up, and then you're like, wait, don't burn my house down. I'll give you free eggs. And I'm like, all right, just shoot one warning shot. And Tom's like, "Ga-goom!" with a big 30 cal off the back.
I mean, I'll shoot your mailbox.
yeah, you got to shoot something. Something's
yeah.
getting shot. So what do you choose to shoot? What can we shoot at your house?
Yeah.
You can take the dog. It's a basket.
I don't want to shoot an animal.
You're like,
Wait, you'll give us the dog? All right, we'll take the dog and the free eggs. No shots fired.
Listen, I've been trying to get Tom to get a basset hound. I'm that guy.
Oh,
I've been
you're
trying
the
to get him to get
basset
a
hound
Now,
guy.
and now it seems
Butler, enough with the packages. There's stuff outside, man.
Is he eating all the pizza?
It seems like getting chickens is just adding a bunch of extra BS to.
Yeah.
It's like-
adding misery to my staying at home.
Yeah, I agree with you.
If I want eggs, I'll just go to Publix.
Yeah, to my family, it's like I have me,
Wash my hands.
and I have Andrea, and I have my daughter, right? If I add, like, let's say I get 3 chickens, aren't I just adding 3 dumber children than Maisie where eggs fall out of their butts?
Yeah. It's
Yeah, but you get the eggs.
now.
Bonus.
I don't even like eggs that much.
They're
that's
not
right.
that expensive.
You know what I wish fell out of them? White Claw.
I can walk across the street and get hundreds of eggs
Yeah,
if
yeah.
I want to, unlimited eggs.
Now, if you could make a chicken that
they're
can
still
breed,
producing eggs.
if you could make a chicken that can, like, Do chickens waddle? That'll waddle over to me and then lay an ice cold Coors Light in my lap that came out of him cold.
Oh yeah.
Then I'm in.
Silver bullet chicken.
Yeah,
So-
I want a silver bullet chicken.
What else we got besides from
Gardening and
Gardening
chickens.
and raising chickens.
Like, what about just general things to do
Yeah.
with your kids?
What about iPads?
So yeah, I mean, ultimately, I think the biggest thing is, everybody's got to remember it's stressful on the kids too, right? So I think the best thing you could really do with your kids at this time is just kind of promote family time. Get out as far as your yard goes.
We're not
right?
allowed to get out.
I just
Your yard.
What are we going to go sit in the yard and
And do
play
what?
Uno?
I've heard if you give them an iPad, they'll just sit and look at it all day, every day.
Yeah. Well, there's a phrase about that. It's if you give a kid an iPad.
Yeah, especially YouTube. They love the YouTube. They'll just scroll that for, hour. You won't even hear them.
I believe it was Jesus who said, if you give a kid a toy, he'll come and bother you. If you give your kid an iPad, he'll leave you alone.
You know, now
that's,
I get it. If I just make fun of everything, it goes back to
I
normal.
told you.
Yeah.
I told
I try to be responsible.
It was weird.
I know.
Responsible
It was
Tom
weird.
is weird.
He put his headphones out. He goes, "Oh,
Yeah.
we gotta get the info.
Curmudgeonal
We
man.
gotta get the info out."
I can't do it. I
Don't do it. We don't want you to.
I know. I guess you can go and get all the actual information and the responsible
Yeah.
stuff from
Yeah.
other places.
Do you
Or-
want to
Don't hold us responsible.
Hey, do you want to get
I
the
don't know what to do.
Do you want to get the info or do you want to shoot a
I
goddamn
don't know.
mailbox?
I want to shoot the mailbox. I personally, I'm like, goddamn, I have a responsibility here.
But
to
do
get the
we?
guy-
Nobody comes to us for news.
I know. I just feel bad because it's like, the
Case in point, this nerd's
people-
still on the line.
people's
Because he doesn't know what to do. He's bored.
people, I talk to clients of ours, and they're struggling because their businesses get shut down
I
and
know,
stuff.
I'm worried
and
about 'em.
And they got employees and stuff, so that amps me up to be more serious. I'm like, God damn, like when
But
they
people
get the information.
don't want all serious.
I know.
We need a break. Too
I
much
know.
serious.
I know. That's what I just
Fun
it,
Friday.
It just dawned on me. I'm glad we got this
I
out.
started
because,
laughing when Brian Zymo was on the line because I could hear him licking his lips in my ears.
Yeah,
and
he
I
was
was
real
I was
on the microphone.
I was oddly turned on for a second.
I know. Well, it's there's so much like it's the stress level of everybody that is like affecting me because
can
I
feel it,
I
yeah.
feel everybody's anxiety.
You're an empath.
And
Can you feel this? Did you feel what I was doing right there?
It's funny because I'm
Let's just say you were Dan Aykroyd.
Daniel's right. His anxiety level's always maxed to the peg. So
I'm used to it.
I
Yeah.
don't feel his. I feel everybody else's just general heightened worry
Oh
and
my
anxiety.
God, you're right. I'm exactly the same, aren't I? Everybody else is hiding anxiety.
That's what's bothering me. It's not you.
Yeah. I'm Blade of anxiety.
You're less
You are.
anxiety.
You're
Yeah.
a walker.
I'm anxiety vampire, which is the worst vampire to be.
But
I'll suck your problems.
here is the thing. Like there, you can just do a lot of stuff at your house. Like my wife, for instance, she read something about like getting a schedule because all the kids are out of school, and I thought it was BS, and I laughed at it. And my kids actually like looking at
Kids
the.
need structure, man.
The
Oh,
day, I never had it. I never can't
dude.
even do it.
But how good do you feel when Samantha has the whole day planned out and you know exactly what to do? When you come in here, you're
Yeah,
commanding
yeah.
everything because she's got it all scheduled out.
Fights me tooth and nail,
Yeah,
but
old mommy podcast over there's got her schedule ready. I want sippy cup.
So I don't know if it's gonna work for everybody's kids, but it seemingly my sons like to go look at the. I mean, like it's literally hour by hour, like every
it's
30
probably harder
minutes.
for people with teenage kids, right? 'Cause
Yeah.
No,
those kids
yeah.
are gonna want to get out.
You just give them the iPad.
You give her an
Yeah.
iPad. What else you got? You got
Yeah,
anything else,
teenagers are fine.
or is it just gardening and chickens? Is that all you got for us?
No, the other thing I'll say too is just projects. Period. Just anything like I
Ew.
know Dan, you're big on Legos.
Project
Like,
period. Yuck.
Lego!
I'm not big on those Legos.
period. Oh, God.
I let go those Legos.
I gotta clean my gutters, clean my garage, clean my
yeah,
pool
just
shed.
do chores, basically.
I got to pressure wash.
Yeah.
I got to. I mean, there's like an endless amount.
That's not fun.
What about Mario Kart and some Legos?
No, I don't do any
Perfect.
fun.
No fun.
Yeah, yeah.
No,
I
it's-
only.
What if your
serious
gutters
work-
are clean? You're going to clean them again.
Well,
Scrub your boat.
I have an endless. Yeah. I got to wax my boat because it's
Yeah,
they're
just get baked
dry
and do
rotting.
your boat.
Oh.
There's
Baked and do the Satan joke.
there's so much pollen.
I heard you got to fill your boat up with water so you have drinking water. That's what I heard.
My WRX is, my trunk is filled with pollen to the top.
It's in the trunk too, which is weird. You must have actually sat on your opener and opened your trunk one night because it's just filled with yellow powder.
But I think if everybody looks hard enough, you could find a couple dozen things to do around your house. Paint your baseboards,
paint your baseboards.
Yeah. Like all these things, like my baseboards look like garbage.
I ripped my baseboards off.
Clean your
I've
grout.
completely gutted my house.
Clean my grout.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the biggest thing to do is just, everybody stay cool. Like, it's cool. We'll get it all figured out, man. And in the meantime, keep yourself busy. Like, be nice to people. Just relax. I mean, it's the end of something, but it's not the end of the world.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? I like that.
Your nerdy voice just makes me seem like you're weak, and I'll steal your food.
I'm gonna come get your chickens, man.
Yeah.
I
That's
size up everybody now, and since I'm not the
we
most
track their phones, and we
physically,
know where your chickens are.
I'm not the most physically crazy big guy, not a ton of strength here, but I can already tell that I can outsmart you through a series of traps. and your family would be working for my corporation.
So,
you would enslave us all.
I wouldn't. It's more of a give and take. I mean, after a while and through a series of brainwashings, you'll come to love me.
I know we gotta go, but how old are your kids?
I've got one kid. He's 3 years old.
Oh, there you go. Perfect age because I don't really know much.
Yeah. That age.
Yeah.
I do think I'm dodging a question bullet.
Yeah, you got to keep the news off, though.
Yeah, oh, you do, because May will ask.
Yeah.
She's like, what is that guy do? Why? What are they talking? I'm like, oh, God.
Earmuffs.
No. Wholesome family entertainment. No news.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I'm doing a poll of all the people I'm going to enslave. What kind of haircut do you want? Because I was thinking
Bowl
of
cut,
going
bring it back.
standard Kim Jong-un everybody has. Because I want everyone to adopt my haircut.
Yeah. You're gonna get the un.
Yeah. Are you vote yes on un?
Yeah, I'm yes on Un haircut, and I want Amish clothing if possible. No,
I was gonna go jumpsuit, and don't you dare overrule me, or if I cut your root off, I'll stick the dogs on you, just like I did my brother.
We submit.
Okay, get out of here. Go get your un cut.
Be safe, dude.
I'm
grow some vegetables.
I'm urging everyone now to go ahead and get your un cut Get a pre-un cut, because it's coming. I'm coming to get you.
Yeah. Pre-un. All right. So we're
I finally got you to smile.
We're done with ACT for right now.
That's how we're gonna finish shows from now on. We're so business. When we get to the end of it, we'll be like, "This is done.
We are finished now.
We are done now."
Yeah. We'll get back to honestly, we haven't been recording for the past couple of days.
We're rusty.
Yeah.
Plus, I don't know about you, but I've been high for the past 3 days.
Oh yeah, me too. Yeah,
man, to the moon.
That's the only thing I did.
The first day we were off.
I hoarded some THC. I apologize. They still got a bunch though. I asked them. They got unlimited. So not that many people have cards, so you can go hoard all the THC you want.
I have to admit something I did. The first day we were off, I haven't been sleeping good, so I got up at my normal time, and I got up at like 6:45 when I normally would get up, but I smoked, and then I fell back asleep to 11 o'clock. Crazy. Crazy. All right, guys. Well, hey, have a good weekend. Try to stay safe. To those of you who caught this live, all of our content's twitch.tv/Tom and Dan Live. Go on YouTube. All the replays, including this, will be up there. Just search Tom and Dan Live.
And on the front of TomandDan.com, I know our restaurant and bar sponsors are obviously hit the hardest right now, effective immediately. Their revenue has been cut almost
sad,
by all.
Yeah.
So on TomandDan.com, we're putting together a page. If you go to the front, I know for Twitch it'll be up soon, but by the time you're hearing this on the radio, it'll be up, where you can go buy gift cards to some of our restaurants and bars. Some of them are offering incentives and stuff, and at least, if you can, purchase a gift card for future use, because it'll help our sponsors get through the next couple months when they have limited revenue, because they all have employees that they're trying to take care of and stuff. So that could be something you could do to help purchase a gift card for a bar or restaurant and to use it when everything's back to normal. But at least they're going to get some revenue right now to help them keep in business.
We'll try and prop them up a little bit the best that we can. As things change, you'll be hearing from us, and I'm sure we'll have more and more to report from our fine businesses very, very soon.
Yep. All right, guys, stay safe. We're going to do the Friday free show. That'll be all our content, TomandDan.com, or get the app. Just search Tom and Dan. All right, guys, see ya.